Maybe. There it goes. You know, I yeah. I have something to get off my chest because today has been, as I'm trying to get this, where is it? There it is. Some monitor. No. There we go. Hey Matt, I did see you, but I didn't have the thing wasn't working, and actually it's still not working, so I won't be able to respond, and I don't know why there's an echo, but okay. We are currently in. Why can I hear things? We are currently in a country in the United States that has an individual in charge of it who does not have the basic, fundamental economic skills. Now, I don't either. Although it does make sense that I guess that I own a business. But that's why I'm not president of the United States. So, somebody said that tariffs would be a good thing because they would get a surplus. And I'm about to maybe blow your mind, but in an ideal world, I do agree that if you can charge more to inspire more homegrown businesses, factory workers, stuff like that. Is it going to show? Is it going to show? It's not going to show. I don't know what's going on here. Or is it? Let me try again. Refresh. What's up, WZ? Apparently I can't. It's not. I don't know why. But ideally, you would want there to be a lot of manufacturing based in the country that you're in charge of. That's a good thing. You do want that. So to encourage that, by making big businesses realize that they should have more factories or whatever, production plants in the United States, then charging them, for the import, export, whatever it might be, I guess makes sense. However, you're thinking that the cost is not going to be passed to the consumer because the companies are going to display some sort of moral, ethical, I can't think of the word, where they actually take their consumers' needs into consideration, whether it's like, raising the cost of something for no reason or whatever. So companies are going to company. That's the bottom line. Anybody that knows companies should know that. Like, regardless of however many social media posts Walmart says about caring about the community, if it benefits their bottom line, as soon as they can do something, they're done. Like, it will be done. So, expecting big companies to absorb the cost of these tariffs is ridiculous. It's foolish. And it hasn't really, outside of bags and boards, not too much has been tariffed. But last week, actually, technically 2 weeks ago, is when it started with me. Because my DC comics come from Canada. Montreal or Quebec, one of the two. I don't know which one. Doesn't matter. They're near each other. They drop down into the U.S., probably through New York, and then to me in Connecticut. Last week, I had a tariff that was a third of how much my merchandise was. And that was fine because it was here when it should have been here, which is on time. Now, it's not fine that I was charged that much and I had to pay that much, but it was fine because it was here on time. This week, last Thursday, I checked the UPS tracking number and I saw that there was yet another tariff on there, which I had to pay, which was yet another 1/3 of almost all of the merchandise that I had in those two boxes. So I paid it. Then I expected it to be released, excuse me, because it was held in Canada. So I expected it to be released and then shipped here. Over the course of the weekend, it was in Plattsburgh, which is in New York. And then, let me be exact here. It said on the tracking that the package is in a secure facility pending clearance or resolution. So, oh, and also said the delivery date will be provided as soon as possible. Because up until then, it was saying that it would be here on Monday. And then they changed it to as soon as possible, whatever. So I literally spent almost 3 hours on hold today with UPS, waiting to speak to somebody. Now, the UPS center in Stratford, mad cool people. My delivery guy, awesome. In fact, yesterday I was here early, but I didn't want to open up because I knew I was going to be getting a lot of boxes, which was all the Deadpool Batman stuff, which we will get into, I promise you, I promise. But I knew there was going to be a lot of stuff. So I said, if there's only a way that I could let you know that I was here, because if I come in, I'm not going to turn the lights on or put the open sign on, because if he's going to come, I'd like to do it uninterrupted, because I sort of have tunnel vision when it comes to that. I don't mind helping people, but like my ADD will prevent me from finishing what I started after helping the people. It's weird. It's a thing. And if you've ever been in my store, you know what I'm talking about. So I said if there was a way, and he's like, yeah, here. He gave me his number. He's like, just call me when you're here. Like, that's awesome. That's service. That's the type of shit that I try to do here with comic books. And I appreciate him every week. Okay? So to sit on the phone for 3 hours on hold is ridiculous. They used to have Sade, like Sade-esque, like if you've ever heard her song No Ordinary Love, which was in a movie with R.I.P. Robert Redford, but they used to play that instrumental as the hold music. And I've been doing this for 15 years, and I can't tell you how much time I've spent on hold with UPS and hearing that. Like, I was wishing that they would stop playing that, because I don't. Sade is a goddess. She's a queen. And her music is just nirvana. It's super, ultra, mega relaxing. And I don't want to hate it. So thankfully, they've changed it. So it's something completely different, because I haven't had to be on hold with UPS for a while now, I would say. But today, waiting on hold, combined with the fact, see, there's the thing, there's the anxiousness because these books have to be here because they drop tomorrow. And if I don't have them, there will be some customers, and I do thank you if you are listening, I thank you for this. They will wait until the shipment finally gets here for the stuff. But then there's others, and this is understandable, who have FOMO. They need to get it, because it does happen. It does happen where books will sell out, or you'll have the flippers come in and they'll just grab a ton of shit and they'll just buy it. I don't promote that behavior in my store. I promote readers. So if you come in, I'll let you get 1, 2, maybe the most, but that's about it. But there's other stores that don't do that, and that's fine. You do whatever you want in your store. That's okay. This is America. We can do this. We have the freedom to choose. But when my packages are sitting in a warehouse in New York for no reason, that's just ridiculous. And the individual I spoke to on the phone, she was nice. She's just doing her job. But I said, you know, she told me it wasn't just me, it was others. And I'm like, well, I'm not the type of individual who is going to the misery loves company thing. I don't care. It just makes me angrier that it's happening to others. It shouldn't be happening. This isn't something. It's 2025. Get your shit straight. There's no reason for any of this to be happening. And hey, it's showing up. Okay. Hosea, I see you. What's up? So, bottom line, UPS sucks. That's all I have to say. The main structure, the way it works, the individuals, like my driver, like the people over in the the Stratford warehouse, awesome. But the main, they need to straighten this shit out because it's ridiculous. But thank you for listening to my rant. I just literally the anxiousness of hopefully getting the stuff in time combined with being on hold, it was a perfect storm of shit today. And so the reason I'm late is because it was too much. Usually I wait to eat lunch, supper, whatever, till after the stream, but I'm like, there's no way I was going to make it. So I decided to cook tacos. Now, normally when I do cook food, or I go to the bathroom, or I start doing work or whatever, that's when customers just like bum rush the store. And if I do that intentionally, like, okay, you know what? I kind of want to earn money, so what I'll do is I'll start cooking intentionally, or I'll start, and it doesn't work. So the powers don't work like that. It's just unintentionally. When I do it without thinking, or I'm sitting here for a while and nothing's happening, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start doing something. And then right when I do, that's when people come in. And it's fine. It's fine. It's just something that I noticed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut the hell up, and we're going to start talking about some awesome comics that are coming out tomorrow. And we're going to start, as we do every week, as we've been doing for a while, because for a while there, DC really wasn't on par with Marvel. But now, you know what? They are. And see, it actually works now. So I will do this. WZ, what's up, my friend? What's up, Hosea? And that's good. Oh, by the way, did you notice that in Young Justice, actually, if you're not on, I think it was season 3, Gotham is Bridgeport. You will see. Yeah, I forgot what episode it was, but it shows on a screen, on a monitor that they have, a map of where Gotham City is, and it is Bridgeport, Connecticut. That's where we are. Gotham. See? In fact, I think I have that on my Twitter bio, maybe, Gotham's premier comic store. Or I used to, and then I think I took it off because it confused people. Hold on a second. Okay. And here's the other thing, too. I don't drink. And I'm glad that I don't, because if I did, I would probably be a raging alcoholic with all of this nonsense that I have to deal with. But enough. Let's move on, because here, Absolute Batman #1. For those of you that didn't get it the previous 7 times, and a Jay Lee cover right there. To be honest with you, I don't know if there is a logo on here, or if it is logoless like this, or a Virgin. But it doesn't matter. It's Jay Lee. Come on, man. Here we have Absolute Batman #2. This is the 6th printing. I wish I could tell you who did the cover. I see it in the bottom left-hand corner, but I can't see it. And if I think I... Did I? Yeah, I shrunk these images down. Damn it. Okay. One of these days I'm going to learn. But yeah, so they are doing additional printings, as you're going to notice, because here's the, 5th printing of #3. And then we have the 4th printing of #4. And then this is the 3rd printing of #5. And then here's the 3rd printing of #6. Oh, why did it do this? Well, this is, I think this is #12, but this is the glow in the dark, I think. I don't know. And whether this actually truly exists or not, I don't know exactly, because it was on last week's invoice too. So I don't know what the deal is with this. But I do know that they did 2 versions. I think one was a 1 in 25, and then the other was a glow in the dark. I don't know. See, this is the other thing too. Sometimes the distributors, and actually this came straight from DC, because they were offering an additional printing of Batman #1, which came out, I think it was 2 weeks ago. They're doing a 2nd printing. They didn't have it in the collection of images that they allowed us to download. So it wasn't until I went to the main distributor to see that, yes, indeed, there is another Batman. And I was actually thinking, I used to do a show where it would show, what was on the FOC, so you'd be able to see it. But, I mean, I do like talking about the comics, but I was trying to do it to, get more business or get people to do some pre-orders. That way there'd be stuff that I would actually get, that I would, I'd make sure that I would get it, that I might not have gotten, But anyways, here is actually the one I was looking for. Number 7, third printing. Up next, we have Absolute Flash, number 7. And, yeah, I'm not even going to try, because I don't know who did this, and I can't tell. So we'll just say it's number 7. And here is the In-Hyuk Lee variant. That I can tell you. I do know who that is. Batman and Robin, year 1, is up next. This is issue number 11. And I don't know if this is ongoing or not. And that's another thing. Like, I was talking to somebody last night, and they asked about pet peeves. And one of my big pet peeves are these companies not telling us how long these runs are going to be. It's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to wait until the book comes in and I can look through it and go to the very end and see if it says to be continued, or if it just says, hey, deuces, hope you enjoyed. Like, that's ridiculous. But anyways, this is number 11. Batman Superman World's Finest is up next, number 43. And looks like Mark Waid. I can't see the... Mark Waid also did Batman and Robin, I see on the TV screen. And Chris Samney did the art for Batman and Robin. Maybe I should just ramble on until the things show up on my TV screen. I can't even see it. Never mind. Sorry. But yeah, it's issue number 43. And then we have this Mark Spears variant featuring Bizarro. I have that shirt. Except when I look in the mirror, I'm Superman. Batman, The Batman, Second Night is up next. This is issue number 1. This is the A cover. And Dan Jurgens, I think. I do see it says Jurgens, but I don't know if there's another one. We'll see. Hold on. And then there's also Mike Perkins, who handles the art. Yeah, it is Dan Jurgens. Okay, good. I'm glad Dan Jurgens is getting work. Awesome. And then here's the B cover. And then there's also this C cover. Justice League Red, number 2. Really? It's only number 2? Is right here. Let me see if I can. I don't think I'll be able to. It's not going to work. I know it's not going to work because I shrunk them down. Maybe Saladin Ahmed and Clayton Henry. I'll go with that. I really can't see it because it gets pixelated. So all you need to know is it's issue number 2 of Justice League Red. And here we have, this is Jorge Fornes. I know that. This is Jorge Fornes. Oh wait, see, now I'm even doubting myself about that. Damn it. When you say things, it's even smaller. Yeah. If it isn't Jorge, I apologize. But I'm almost positive it is. I can't tell you that this is Mark Spears and this is Black Adam. And look, it's not The Rock. This is how Black Adam usually looks. Right there. Nightwing, issue number 130. A New Day in Bloodhaven. Although people say Bloodhaven, but there are the little Motley Crue dots at top, on top of the U. Dan Waters, I think it is, and Dexter Soy. Right there are the team on the book. Here we have New Gods. Now I'm hoping, before I say anything, no, it looks like it's not just Cagle again. Evan Cagle was the artist on this book, starting with issue number 1. And then Recently, he's been spotty, doing only a couple pages here and there. And when there's an artist that I like, I want them to do all of it. And unfortunately, he doesn't. And that's a shame, because I love his art. But this is issue number 10, and I believe this is only 12 issues. So hopefully they've signed him to a long-term contract or something, exclusive. Because if I was in charge of a comic book company, like Marvel or DC, I would make sure that I would sign him. And last, but not least, here we have Titans, issue number 27. Yeah, I think it's still, let's see, Layman and Rayner. And no, that's not Kyle. But yeah, there we go. DC. Now over in the MCU, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 12, which I unfortunately did put aside so I can read it. But with all the shit that was going on today, I didn't have a chance to. So I didn't even thumb through it to see what was going on. But this is intriguing. I do like this. With all his bros are ganging up on him. And if you know who the him is, then, yeah. Intriguing. Then there's this Liber Mayho. Look at this. This is an awesome cover right here. This could have been the main cover. I mean, I like this too. Don't get me wrong. Although it is kind of Liefeld basic. You know, with the background. You know, the artistic background there. And who did it? Oh, it's Ed McGuinness. But I still stand by my assertion that, you know, come on, Ed. You could have put something back there. You know? Don't Liefeld it up. But yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is awesome. Excellent cover. And you know what? I don't mind this next one either. Not bad. Apparently this is part of Marvel's Mystic Mayhem, a variant cover series. And I guess this is a mobile game. Don't know. But also, look at this. Simone Bianchi. I am so glad he's doing stuff again. I'm so glad Marvel has him doing stuff again. More of this. Up next, Civil War number 2, facsimile, right there. And then there's this B cover. It's called the facsimile edition. Michael Turner, rest in peace. Foil variant. They didn't say rest in peace. I did. But yeah, definitely like this. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I would say what they said in Deadpool and Wolverine, but try not to drop any F-bombs here. So, this is Deadpool Batman. As you can see on the cover right there. Now, this is Marvel's version. There will be another one in November, which is going to be put out by DC, which is Batman Deadpool. See how it works? Yeah. So, this is the Greg Capullo main cover. This is the main cover. And that text that's on the side there, I'm pretty sure that's not on the... let me see, do I have one around me? No. Damn it. I thought I did. Oh, well. But, I'm pretty sure that's not on there, so you don't have to worry about that. Then we get to this one. This is the Art Germ variant featuring Ilyana Magic and Catwoman. This is the Daniel Warren Johnson variant with Big Barda fighting Ben. He loves doing like these meaty, like these thick characters. I like it. East Side, okay. Ribic? Either one. The dude that illustrates a lot of Hickman comics. He did Secret Wars, and he recently just did Aliens versus Avengers, and this is his cover, and this is an awesome cover. I do like it a lot. Here we have Jeff the Land Shark with Crypto, and if you look at the stuff that's in front of the dog houses, you see Lockjaw right there, and then there's a slice of pizza for, obviously, Pizza Dog. And then there's, and I don't know the significance of the ice cream cone there, but you know what? And there's also that chicken or that turkey there. But yeah, don't look too much into it. Enjoy it. Jeff and Crypto, come on. And their story was funny, amusing, because comic books are supposed to be fun and amusing. Now here's the logo. I forgot what they, let me see. This is the Insignia mashup variant. Now here we have, well, if you recognize the art, his art style right there, you can tell that this is J. Scott Campbell, and that is Huntress and Psylocke right there. Unfortunately, they are not in the issue. Sadly, they don't have a story. But Green Arrow and Daredevil do. And it's written by Kevin Smith. And I forgot who did the art. I think it was Adam Kubert or Andy Kubert. One of the two, I think. But this one here, this is by Marco Cicchetto. Now this one here, this is Mark Bagley, and this is also a foil variant, and it looks good in foil here too, but like the white, like the bright bursts or whatever, those are all foils. Like, it looks good. I say this on almost every stream whenever I show a foil variant, that I like the way they're utilizing foil these days. Much better than the way they were doing it back in the past. And now, as you know, always, we can't go a week without a Peach Momoko variant. And look, here's this week's Peach Momoko variant. And we have Cassandra and Elektra. And they don't have a story either, unfortunately. Now, this one was disappointing to me. And I'll tell you why. This is Pepe Larraz. And I like Pepe Larraz a lot. I like the stuff he was doing on Amazing Spider-Man. I like the stuff he did with Mark Millar. With the big crossover, the big, Millarverse crossover, whatever it was. It was good. But this here, to me, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Probably because of the way he drew Rogue. Like, Ivy, not bad. Pretty good. But just Rogue, I don't know. You could have done it a little better. But that's just my opinion. And here we have the red blank cover variant. So if you're an artist, feel free to buy it, draw something on it, give it to somebody, sell it on eBay, whatever you want to do. But you can do it. And I'm almost positive the A cover is underneath. Could be wrong. Now here we have the thumbnail. Honestly, I was trying to, through the haze of anger and hatred directed towards the company of UPS, I was trying to get everything in line. And actually, the majority of the stuff that I did, like putting together the video that I posted on Instagram and TikTok, which shows, the Marvel stuff that's coming out tomorrow, I had to do most of that under duress. Now, mind you, this is all first world issues, but it's like, it is what it is. Deal with it. But this is Russell Dauterman, and he is probably the only one that knew everything that was going to be on here, or chose to utilize all the characters that were in the book, because there's also a Green Lantern, Rocket Raccoon short story, as well as a Wonder Woman, Captain America story, and then you have Jeff and Krypto and Daredevil and Green Arrow. But yeah, I like this cover. The only thing that sucked was that there was no virgin variant of it. But luckily, on his Instagram, he posted something without the logo, but it was cropped, and that's what I ultimately used for the thumbnail. Here's another cool one. This is Ryan Stegman, and this is the homage variant, and I'm sure you've seen this cover or this pose, or this layout, or whatever this is, in one form or another. In fact, hell, you saw it in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. But yeah, this is the homage variant. I think it was Incredible Hulk number 362, maybe? Somewhere around there? I don't know. Here we have the Scotty Young variant. Remember, he's the other one, like Peach. Almost. He's not as frequent, like every week, like Peach is. Maybe every other week. But yeah, here we go. And there was some controversy about this cover, because you see the bat signal, where you see the insignia that they did, the mashup. Originally, that was shaped to be like a Pokemon ball or a Pokeball or whatever they call them. I don't know. And then apparently Nintendo got like litigious or pissed off or whatever. But it's like, dude, like, it was always going to be this. That was just like a placeholder. Like, he wasn't trying. Like, what sense would it make to put a Pokeball there? Like, none whatsoever. But whatever. You know, these days people have to be performatively outraged about things. So here we have the Dodsons, Terry, and I'm sure his wife, Rachel. And this is Steve and Diana. And they do have a story in the book. Here is the Capullo wraparound variant. If I remember correctly, I think Batman is on the front. Yeah, almost positive. Now, those are the basic covers. I do have these covers. This one here is the 1 in 25. This, number 1, is awesome. Number 2 is drawn by Steve McNiven, and his art is awesome. This cover is awesome. And there you go, 1 in 25. Up next, we have this cover by Mr. Frank Miller. This is a 1 in 50, featuring the Dark Knight, that's what they're calling it, and Old Man Logan, who, by the way, they also do have a story in there. And last but not least, this 1 in 100 Art Germ Virgin variant is here. That's right, I said 100. So for every 100 copies of the previous covers that I ordered, I could order one of these. And I did. And I have it. And this is exactly, actually, I have it right next to me. And that's exactly the way it looks. No UPC, no numbers, no logo, no nothing. Clean. And magnificent. Magnificent. So yeah. That is Deadpool and Batman. Now I don't know. I did order a lot, but I don't know how long it's going to last. So, as I always say at the end, if you see something, say something, let me know. Here we have Deadpool Wolverine, number 9. Is this ending with number 10? I don't know. Because they don't tell us. Why would they tell us? It's not like we sell this stuff for them or anything. I mean, an informed retailer would just be ridiculous. Why would you want your retailer to be informed about things? That's crazy. Ridiculous. Fantastic Four, which I think is going to be out on digital next week. So good. And then this is issue number 3. Now, I gotta say, I did look through this, and I'm confused. Because you see the banner at the top, One World Under Doom, and I don't know exactly how this, like, the sequence of things. I'll just leave it at that. Then we have this variant. This is a Marvel Rivals variant. One of 2, I think, this week. Which, guys, if you want to promote, like, you know, this summer aesthetic, perhaps you might want to do it, well, I don't know, maybe during, summer, maybe, instead of the beginning of fall. But, you know, I'm just a retailer. What do I know? Here we have the Vitale Mangiatori. That's a name. Disney What If Fantastic Four homage variant. Okay, let's see. We got Mickey and Minnie, Reed and Sue, obviously. Goofy as Ben, the Thing. And is that... yeah, Pluto. Pluto as Johnny. And then I think this is the last one. Nope. Oh, there are 2 more besides this. This is the Wesley Burt Marvel Studios wraparound variant, which actually is a nice piece of art right there. And then there's this, the 3rd in a series of Scotty Young connecting variants. This one featuring Reed. Poor guy. And last but not least, the Paco Medina Disney Stitch variant. I think this is the final one. I like it. I like the art. The art is good. I just wish maybe a little more homage-y, maybe, like they did with the other ones. But I like it. It's a stupid nitpick. Here we have The Incredible Hulk, number 29. And I believe issue number 30 is the end. And then it becomes the Infernal Hulk. Magic, issue number 10. Which, for you Magic fans out there, unfortunately happens to be the final issue of Magic. And she's going out with a bang because, I mean, this is the Pablo Villalobos cover. You can see his signature on the bottom, right-hand side. But we got this one by Hicham Habchi. I think that's the name. And I like this a lot. And then there's this one here, Simone DeMeo. So yeah, she's going out with at least 2 more variants, and then that'll be the end of it. Well, for now, because I heard things, some things. We'll see if it's true. Marvel Rivals number 1 gets another printing, 3rd in a series, right there. Now I gotta say, I'm kind of disappointed. Like, I thought we were beyond doing just, you know, changing the color of the background or something. Like, y'all couldn't put a new piece of art on the cover? Come on. Laziness. Here we have Marvel Zombies Red Band number 1. Now, I'm going to say this about Marvel. It's really annoying when we order these books that they don't send us a copy, because all of these are bagged. They're sealed for your protection. And I'm not opening this book so I can read it and digest it and then engage with a customer that might walk into the store asking me how it is. That's just ridiculous. And if you can't make it available digitally or throw an extra one in the shipment. Well, that's just stupid. And they've been doing this because initially when they started doing this, it was Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt was the first time they ever decided to do like the explicit content or whatever, the red band stuff. However, hold on. However, with that, what they did was they did the bagged versions, the ones that are sealed, and then they did a regular version. Now, there were slight differences between the two. One had more blood, the other didn't. And then depending on which issue you were reading, something happened to a major character more graphically in the bagged version than it did in the regular version. And that was, I think, the first and only, because they did a Blade, they did a Daredevil, they did a Werewolf by Night, and none of those had regular versions. And that's just stupid. Okay, if you don't want to do regular versions, you don't want to print two separate issues, that's fine. But it'd be nice to be able to engage with customers when they come in, knowing what happens. I mean, I'm not just going to half-ass it and lie, yeah, this is great. I mean, there's things that I don't like that if it sells, I'm going to tell them, yeah, it sells. I'll never say, like, oh, no, it sucks. I mean, well, I will. I mean, if you come in, if they do a Gambit book, where my... Actually, that's another thing. We won't talk about that right now. But yeah, come on, Marvel. Get your shit together, dude. How hard is it? Just throw an extra one in there for us. Or give it to us digitally or something. At least even DC, they let us read certain books, maybe a maximum of 2 every week. And it says sometimes on there, not finished or whatever. We just get to see the layouts and stuff like that. But at least we get the general idea. And mind you, I hate digital stuff. But like, if it's going to help me know that, yeah, you know what? The art in here is awesome. The story's awesome, whatever. Let me order extras. Because I will. My enthusiasm about it, I'll be able to pass it on to the customer. Let them know, hey, this is good. But I don't know. So I hope this is good, I can tell you that Greg Land did this cover here. This is the cover, the A cover. And then we got this Clayton Crane. And I'm happy. I'm happy about this Clayton Crane cover. And I'll tell you why. Because Clayton Crane, for some reason, always draws in the dark. Like his comics, like his art is so dark. Here, it's light and you can actually see the characters. And I appreciate that very much. But yeah, there you have the Fantastic Four taking on Iron Man. And then there's this one. Ivan Shavrin. But this next one beats them all. Although, I do like the Clayton Crane cover. And even the Greg Land. Although, less with the porn faces, dude. Come on. But this one here. Scott Koblish, retro zombie variant. Yes, please. I love this. Everything about this is awesome. From the logo, from the top where it says the world's most horrific comic magazine, all of it. And it looks drawn, like with an actual pencil, not digitally. So yes. And then the little thing in the bottom right hand corner, guest star, Thor. And it's Zombie Thor. Yes. This is awesome. If they did, and see, I don't know anything about this book other than it's Marvel Zombies. I don't know who did the art. I don't know who wrote it. I mean, I suppose I could look it up, and it could be on the listing on Peg Warner House, but I shouldn't have to. It should be experienced, because this is one of the books I would have checked out. I mean, the first one, obviously, even though Amazing Spider-Man came out, was Deadpool Batman. Without a doubt. That was the first thing I read. And then, that's when the nonsense began. So I couldn't go any further than that. Because the Deadpool Batman book is almost triple-sized. So. Up next, we have Miles Morales, Spider-Man, number 38. And then we have Felicia on the cover there. She's also in the issue. And there was a variant cover that I got for a customer who doesn't recognize that New Comic Book Day is Wednesdays. But I grabbed it. I ordered it for it. Yeah. Because that's the kind of guy I am. New Avengers, number 4. This is an homage. I don't know what issue it is. But it was the Illuminati. And here we have the Illuminati. But there's also some text on there. I don't remember what it says, but there's text. And then here's the second one. This is the, well, it just says Marvel Rivals variant, but it's Namor, as you can see. Up next, here we have Phoenix, number 15. This is the final issue. How did I know that? Was it in a listing? Did somebody from Marvel let me know? No. I knew it because... because I went straight to the end of the issue, and I saw that it was the final issue. Now, I knew Stephanie Phillips was leaving, but the way she phrased it made it seem like somebody else was coming on, but no, they're ending it. And then she's going on to Binary, which I don't know who the hell Binary is, because back in the day, Binary was Carol Danvers. So, but what do I know? Predator kills the Marvel Universe, issue number 2. Now, I desperately wanted to read this, but again, I had to deal with nonsense, so I didn't get around to it. I thumbed through it, and man, let me just say that Marvel still does not like Cyclops. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And if you read this, you'll see why. But yeah, I saw that, and that's about it. I didn't get to read it. I don't know what happens other than that, but I look forward to it. Then there's also 2, count them, 2 variant covers. There's this Carlo Pagulayan Hunting the Hunters variant featuring Blade. And then there's this Sergio Davila variant. I actually do like them both, but I kind of like this one a little more. Even though, like, the Predator, like, that's a weird angle. I mean, is he... I don't know. But okay. I'm fine with it, you know. Runaways, issue number 4 is right there. I don't know if it's still Elena Casagrande. I didn't even have a chance to look through this. If it is, I hope she goes back to drawing the way she used to draw. Because she did an arc in Black Widow that was awesome. And she hasn't drawn like that since. I don't know why. Star Wars, number 5. Phil Noto is doing the art. I wish I could tell you who he's drawing. I don't remember. But I can see the cover, so I know that it's Phil Noto. He has a distinct art style. Then we have this Star Wars Boba Fett, black, white, and red, number 1. It's cover A. I don't know who this is by. Apologies. Then there's cover B. I do see it. There's a signature down there. But again, me embiggening it isn't going to do anything. It's just going to... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who it is. Sorry. And then there's this B cover. This one I can tell you is Jose Maria Casanovas. And then there's this Carrie Andrews. I did not know this was Carrie Andrews. I think this was the one I grabbed for me. Right there. Up next we have Ultimate Black Panther number 20. And Stefano Caselli is drawing, again, the one issue that I looked into. He was not, and I was disappointed by it. But he is here. He is drawing, and that's good. Ultimates number 16. It's right here. Uncanny X-Men number 21. Uncle Scrooge, Earth's Mightiest Duck, number 2. Now, I had no chance to read this again, the aforementioned, but I can tell you that the art in here, I'm going to say it's a jam issue. And what that means is that there's like a bunch of different artists doing a couple pages, and that's what happens here. And some of the artists they got, really good. Really good. Here's a David Lopez variant cover. And last, but surely not least, Paco Medina, right there. And that is the end of the MCU. Over in the independent world, we have this Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone number 2. And it says also in parentheses on the file name, Kaisei era, whatever that means. If anybody knows in the chat, feel free to tell me. Tunica, Tunica, is the individual that drew this cover. Mercado is the one that did this one. This is Monster High. House Haunters, number 2. And I guess they've stopped doing one-shots because this is number 2. And there's also going to be a number 3. So, there you go. And then this one here is Widjaja, Widjaja. I like this one better than this one. Only because there's an actual Monster High character on there. And of course you got snakes and the bears, I guess, or whoever the paws belong to. This was okay too, but yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Casey Jones, number 1. I didn't look through this. I don't know if it's a one-shot or if it's an ongoing. But we'll know in 30 days. Valiant Beyond, the Exo Man-O-War, number 1. This is cover A. It's Ariel, I can't remember his last name. Let me see. Olivetti. Okay. I remember his first name, but not his last name. And then there's this one here. Calero. I don't know Calero's first name. But this is a connecting variant. And it's in 2 versions. It's this one. And then there's this one, which is just the art. So, I like that. I like that they did both. Even though they clearly cropped a lot of the bottom. Instead of just, slapping the logo on there. Because they got to have all the other stuff on the top. Like where it says Valiant Beyond and all that. But yeah. And last, but not least, for the week, Voyeur, number 1. Written by Leah Williams and drawn by David Baldeon. The art in here is good. And to be honest, that's the main reason I ordered this. Because I like David's art. So, and it's number 1. See what happens. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, I don't order number 2. See how that works? And that, my friends, is it. We are approaching 57 minutes. That's good. Let's, there are some chats. Let's do this. Hosea said, what's the new Batman run everyone is loving? Well, Elijah said it's just called Batman. Blue and gray suit. Yep. Yeah. That's, oh yeah, let me tell you. Issue number 2. One of the best Tim moments ever. I mean, he's had a lot, but this is one of the best. Elijah said, oh, and hello, Elijah. I haven't seen you around. This is, he says, the magic one is a must, and it's also the final, so enjoy it. All 3 covers. Hosea said, Batman would find Deadpool so annoying. Oh, Hosea. If you read the issue, you might actually know the answer to that. Again, Gambit catching strays. Forever, my friend. As long as I draw a breath, he will. Always. Man, I wish the Boba Fett show was good. So much potential there. Yeah. I don't disagree. Although there was some good. But see, the problem for me was that... Hold on, let me get rid... There's just something... I'm not used to hearing myself in my ear doing the monitoring thing. So I kind of just want to... So I know the levels I can hear. If the music isn't drowning me out or anything. But sometimes hearing the echo, it makes you slightly schizophrenic. Like, it's weird. But Boba Fett, initially, when they first announced the show, it looked like it was going to be like a Star Wars Sopranos type show, and then it wasn't. But like I've mentioned before on streams like Chills or whatever, even during the Fortnite stream that I do, I mentioned that the story of Boba Fett coming out, getting out of the Sarlacc pit, happened before in comic books. So I was familiar with that. And yeah, so it was old news to me. And it was okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but yeah, it just, I don't know. I agree, there was potential. I don't know why it seemed they pivoted, or at least they made it seem like it was going to be one thing and then it turned out to be another. And I don't mean that because, like, it wasn't something radically different. It was just, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so that, my friends, brings us to the end of this stream. I thank everybody, Hosea, Elijah, WZ, for tuning in. Or you guys are at least the ones that commented in the chat. Those that were watching and didn't chat, that's okay. Thanks for coming by. There were 5 likes. I think I had 2 before I even started the stream. So whoever's doing that, I gotta say, I do genuinely appreciate it, but I kind of wish you would actually wait until you see if I'm worth giving a like to, a thumbs up, because this show might suck. I might just ramble on for about 20 minutes about how UPS sucks, and then you might be like, yeah, I don't want to hear this. This is like, this is what you chose to do, you idiot, when you bought a comic book store, and you, my friend, would be right. But I appreciate the likes nonetheless. And hopefully during the course of the remaining 30 minutes where I was actually talking about the covers, that I passed on some good information to you. Hosea said, and then we get a Penguin Soprano show. LOL. You should watch it, Mike. Wait, Hosea, before I go on, are you still here? Because, hold on. Are you still... If you're here, please respond in the chat. I need to know that you're here before I continue. Okay. He said, now I want to run a comic store. Okay, because you said peace, so I thought you were gone. But, no, you don't. You don't want to run a comic book store. You don't. You don't. Trust me, my friend. But, see, maybe it was during the time when there was a time, I think, where you weren't watching because for a while there I was having, like, daily Fortnite streams. Maybe there was a time where you weren't watching, but y'all you beat it into me to watch Penguin, and I refused to do it, but then I did it. And then when I did, even Pickle found it to be astounding that I watched it. And what he found even more astounding was the fact that I said that regardless of whomever was nominated for, like, Emmys and whatever else, like, they were going to lose to Colin Farrell. So I did watch it, my friend, and I did like it. So, I mean, I thought I was the one that had a bad memory, dealing with this ridiculous nonsense like I did today. Because, I mean, like, even today, I forgot, there's a guy, there's a printing store, printing, whatever you want to call them, I don't know, like 3 stores away from me, and he's repainting the sign that's on the top, because each one of the stores, because the building that I'm in runs the entire length of the city block, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's at least maybe 10 businesses, 11 maybe, and on top of us there's apartments for the entire length of the block too. And each one of the businesses has a plank. He has like a nautical theme going on, because there's a ocean near us, Long Island Sound, which connects to the ocean and stuff. And so that's where the nautical thing comes from. But there's a plank, and it has the name of the business that's, you know, in that location. So I had to get mine redone because it's been about 15 years. And I paid the guy that owns the Midnight Printing place today. I don't even remember doing it because I literally was on hold. I was still on hold when I went to go see him, and I was just so infuriated that. So I have a reason for not remembering certain things, but how you could forget that because everybody made a big deal about me actually watching the thing, because I said the exact same thing. It's just going to be The Sopranos, and I mean, essentially it kind of just was, but the awesomeness, the way that Colin Farrell's makeup looked, like it was just, it was next level. Like there was only one brief flickering moment where you looked at him and you saw that was Colin Farrell, and then it just disappeared again. It went back to this random dude playing the Penguin, because he disappeared into him, and him and the special effects team deserved all the accolades in the world for it. So, and I said this, I guess you just weren't paying attention, or maybe again you weren't watching, and that's fine too. But yeah, there was they made a big deal out of it, so I'm surprised you don't remember that. But yes, I did watch it. I did. And I'm watching WZ will be happy. Only Murders in the Building season 5 has started, and Alien Earth is actually, I think, going on right now. Yeah, so when I get off here, I'll be able to watch that. Dexter Resurrection is done, and then Marvel Zombies is in 2 days? No, for 8 days. 8 days, so next week. But yes. Let's see. Jose said, I remember you started it, but I forgot you finished it. Yes, no, my friend, I did, and it was good. It was quite good. Definitely. But I believe it was because of Colin Farrell. And I think the chick that was in there also won an Emmy last night. I forgot what her name was. I don't know if Colin Farrell won. If he didn't win, that's a crime. That's a crime against humanity, and it just goes to show you that these award shows suck. Actually, you know what? Now I'm talking about it, let me see if he won, because I saw that she won Emmy Best Drama Actor. Let's see. Noah Wyle. Get the hell out of here. Are you kidding me? Hold up. Wait, he wasn't even nominated. How is this possible? Noah Wyle, Sterling K. Brown, Gary Oldman, Pedro Pascal, Adam Scott, and Noah Wyle. So wait, who's the lead actor? Wait a minute. Did she get supporting? Hold on. I saw... Hold on. Did they... Wait a minute. Where's... Hold on. How is this possible? Where is... Is she under guest? Because I saw that she was giving... Unless it was last... Wait, maybe it was last year. Hold on. 25, 24. Maybe it was last year. Captivating television, I'm sure. I swear to God, I saw... Wasn't it? Hold on. What was her name? There it is. AWARTS. Yeah, she won the Primetime Emmy Award for... Wait a minute. Yeah. Outstanding lead... Oh. Outstanding... They I hate when they do this. Outstanding lead actress in a limited or anthology series or movie. Jesus Christ. Just make it frickin' drama. Okay, no. No. Sorry. So, they chose this dude, Stephen Graham, from Adolescence over Colin Farrell. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Screw this show. Screw all these award shows. There's no way he was better than Colin Farrell. There's no way. There's no way. But whatever. What do I know? I enjoyed it. That's good enough. And you know what? Just because something doesn't win awards doesn't mean it's not good. That's how it happens. Because I mean, when you take into account all the awards that Prince won, you'll see that it's severely lacking because he should have won more. But you know, what are you going to do? And Gandhi beat E.T. Really? Gandhi beat E.T. Come on, stop it. Okay, I'm done. But those of you that hung out and are still watching, thank you for doing that. As I said before, if you see something, say something. Get in touch with me. If you see any books, if you go back, I don't know if you just joined the stream and you missed me going through the covers, you can hit rewind and then you can see the covers that are coming out. And if you see anything and you are a local customer of mine, I implore you, get in touch with me and ask me to put the book aside so you can come in tomorrow and I will have it aside for you and waiting. I can't. I wish I could, because if I could, it maybe wouldn't be as difficult as it is sometimes to accurately predict what my customers are going to want. You know, the only thing I can actually say for sure is that they're not going to want Gambit, because Gambit is a trash character. So that I'm pretty sure about. So that I can say that with confidence. But other things I'm not exactly sure about. So if there's something here that you see, you have to get in touch with me before it disappears, because I do have people that come in every Wednesday and they're here sometimes even before I'm here, which please don't do. I will be here at 3. Okay, maybe even sometimes Puerto Rican 3, which is a little later than 3. But if you see something that you want, get in touch with me. You can see right here on the screen, if you are on Facebook, or sorry, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, it's Rogue Comics is the name. Or if you are on Facebook, it's Rogue Comics CT, because they won't give me Rogue Comics for some stupid reason. But if not, if you don't know how to do anything of those things or whatever, then by all means, feel free. Or if you're lazy, like myself, direct.me/Rogue Comics will give you buttons that you can hit, and it'll bring you to all of those, whatever social media you're on, it'll bring you to it, and then you can follow it through there. Okay? Get in touch with me, send me a DM, send me a text, whatever it is, and I will put the books aside for you. And if you happen to not be in my vicinity, and you're not near a comic book store, or your comic book store is run by dicks or whatever, by all means, get in touch with me, and I will still mail you this stuff. I know how to use the post office. Okay? Peacemaker as well. What, Hosea? I know Colin Farrell did win a Golden Globe and a Critics' Choice. Yeah, but still, should have won an Emmy. If that's the standard for television, he should have won an Emmy. There's no way. Jacob Lopez. What's up, Jacob? First time I've seen you around here. Does the Deadpool and Batman come out tomorrow? Yes, my friend, it does. All, 24 issues? Or 24 issues. 24 covers, I think. 25? Something like that. Yes, it does come out tomorrow, and I will have all of them. All of them, except for there was like a black and white that was like a 1 in 200 or a 1 in 500 or something like that. Those I won't have, but I have the 1 in 100, which is the Art Germ version variant. And last but not least, we get this misinformed comment here. Gambit is the opposite of trash. Well, if today is opposite day, this statement is true, because Gambit is the opposite of trash on opposite day. Unfortunately, I don't think it is opposite day, so you're wrong, and he is complete and total, utter trash. I'm sorry you've been programmed, brainwashed, bamboozled into thinking that he's a character worth reading about, but, you know, everybody's wrong at least once in their life, and I guess this is your once, so. Oh, also, please do not indoctrinate your child into thinking that Gambit's a cool character, much like children of the 90s were indoctrinated into thinking that Gambit was a cool character by the propaganda content known as X-Men animated series. But yeah, fighting it one brainwashed individual at a time. Later, Hosea. And everybody else who might be watching, There may be a Fortnite stream tonight. I'm not sure. I am eagerly anticipating this next episode of Alien Earth. And also, there's a new season of Futurama that dropped. And what's the other show I'm watching? There's another show. Oh, The Paper, which is by the people that did The Office. And it's slow. It's a slow burner, but it's kind of good. I don't know. It's like back in the past, the shows didn't need to wow you initially. Like, you watched it and then you learned to appreciate it. And I think that's going to be kind of this show. But I'm enjoying it so far. And Oscar from The Office is in this too. My son cried when Gambit died on X-Men 97. Well, number one, spoiler alert. But I will tell you this. Those weren't tears of sadness. Those were tears of joy. And I commend your son for crying. Because, yes, that was a very joyous plot twist or plot thread or whatever that happened. And one of the greatest in X-Men history. That's probably the single greatest episode of any X-Men content I've ever seen in my entire life. Right there. Episode 5 of X-Men 97. Excellent television. But yeah, so there could, I don't know, it depends. We'll see. I don't know exactly what's going to happen now. I do know that I need to start putting the books out and stuff like that. And also the Yankees are playing right now. I don't know what the score is. I did see that there was a home run initially, so I think it's at least 1-0. But let me see. But yeah, there's and definitely Alien. Oh, nice, 9-1, 9-1 Yankees. Excellent. Because after what happened last night, I mean, they got to get it together, man. So that's it. Again, truly, thank you to everybody. Everybody that watches this, anybody that comes into my store, I do appreciate it. And again, if you see something, say it. Let me know. And that's it. Oh, and also, this too. There aren't any really, so maybe nobody does it. But after tomorrow, if you feel you want to revisit the stream, not watch the stream, but comment in the comment section. Let me know what you got. Or you could even, right now, let me know what you plan on getting. But I do want to know, like, if you think something's good, because I get feedback from my customers, and sometimes for some books, like I can see, well, no, not Amazing Spider-Man, Batman, Deadpool. I read Fantastic Four. I'm going to read. I can't. Where's a book I don't read? Yeah, there's like 34 Deadpool. Oh, there we go. Well, no, Absolute Flash I'm not caught up on. I will read it though. But anyways, if there's a book that I don't read, I do like to know what the pulse, what's going on with it, if people like it, if there's any complaints or anything like that, or how they feel about it, because that way it helps me with, like, I can say, well, I have heard customers say this or something like that, if it's something that I don't know about, because I try and I want to, like, be able to read everything, but there's some things I'm just not interested in, and then there's other times where there's not time for me to do all this stuff. So it's a limitation that I have, I know, and sometimes it's like I don't want to read it, so I don't. But yeah, because I don't want this to be, I don't want to feel forced to do anything, I don't like that. And I wouldn't want to force you guys to do anything either. So, but if you feel like you want to, if you want to comment and let me know, because I mean, nowadays everybody has an opinion and they want to share it, and my comment section is the place to do that. I would like to know. And if not, that's cool too. So, as long as everybody has a good new comic book day tomorrow, that's all one can ask for, right? So, till the next video, have a great new comic book day, and let me make sure I do this right. And thanks for watching.